Eisenhower, who was, the supreme commander of Allied forces in World War II, he's the one who said it after he ended his presidential term. He said the U.S. should be very wary of having a standing army, a giant military machine that then is in concert with the military industry, which will only move, war forward.
I come to you with a message of leave-taking and farewell. We have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportions. We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
And that's what we've seen in my country. One of the founding members of our campaign is ICRAC, which is the group of artificial intelligence scientists, robot and robotics scientists, scholars, ethicists, who came together to form this organization for the ethical control of robotics. And they're one of the founders of the campaign to stop killer robots. And last summer, the International Association of Scientists who deal with these things, which is bigger than ICRAC, they wrote an open letter calling for a ban on killer robots.
Do not launch a global arms race with killer robots. That's the warning from hundreds of scientists and tech experts, including Apple's co-founder Steve Wozniak and Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. They're not talking about drones or cruise missiles, but humans still control those. They're calling for a worldwide ban on so-called autonomous weapons that completely control themselves. In an open letter, the scientists describe those weapons as the Kalashnikovs of tomorrow, writing, and I quote, "It will only be a matter of time until they appear on the black market and in the hands of terrorists, dictators wishing to better control their populace, warlords wishing to perpetrate ethnic cleansing."
When it first came out, there were 1,200 scientists signed it, including like the head of artificial intelligence and technology of Google, including Stephen Hawking, including Elon Musk, who's Tesla. So big names in big companies that stand to earn a lot of money from artificial intelligence. But they recognize that there is a limit. And the limit is that you do not use this to kill people in war. And that number has now grown to 3,100. That's huge. That's huge involvement of significant, intellectual scientist part and companies that are involved in the use of this stuff. So, we are actively engaged in working with that powerful community of industry and the scientists. We're increasingly engaging with the religious community. So that's also how you, I think sometimes when we come to Geneva for this, people imagine that this is where all our energy goes. If this were where all of our energy went, we would never do anything. Part of the reason we have succeeded on landmines and cluster bombs is because of all that other work, right? Involving civil society, educating people about, do you really want machines killing you? And building a base of public support to pressure their own governments. The big issue is, military industry, the cooperation between industry and government and and Department of Defense in my country.